If you find my video useful, please subscribe. Thank you.
All right, today I'm going to show you how to change a starter on an Arctic Cat Wildcat. This is specifically a trail, but this works for just about every Wildcat. All the starters are up under the rear passenger wheel, and they're mounted in backwards like this, okay? Positive wire terminal, and then there's two bolts down in the back, and I'll show you in the video how you get them out and how we do this. But the things that you need for this are 17mm socket for your lug nuts. You're going to need an 8mm socket with a small socket extension to get the starter out. You're going to need a 10mm socket to get the wire terminal off. And let's show you how to do this. All right, let's go ahead and just break those loose first, and then we'll jack the tire up because it'll be easier to work once they're broken loose. All right, first let's get our wheels chocked so it doesn't move and have it on reasonably flat ground. Let's go ahead and jack the back end up. That way we can take this back tire off and have easier access to where that starter's mounted. Once that tire's off the ground, we can go ahead and do that. All right, we're off the ground. Let's go ahead and lock her in. Now let's get this tire off. All right, now we're jacked up. Let's go ahead and take these lug nuts all the way off and then take the tire off. All right, lug nuts off. Let's take the tire off. Okay, so where does your actual starter sit? So this is your starter right here. There's your positive terminal coming in. There's where it enters the casing. And then in the back is two bolts that go down through the back of it and mount it. So if you look at your new starter, this is how it sits, right? Comes in, and all the way in the back, there's two bolts that mount down there. So these are 8mm head M6 by 10 bolts, all right? So what you can do is, first we'll take our positive terminal off. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. This is a 10mm bolt, so let's go ahead and take our terminal off first. Let's go ahead and break that loose. Sorry, I know it's hard to video while I'm in the way. All right, just gonna do that by hand now. Let's go ahead and take that off. All right, take that off. Come on. All right, get that out of our way. We don't have to worry about the battery because this doesn't get power unless it's hooked up. All right, so now we need to reach, like I said, right here and right here. I can feel the heads on them, but it's very hard to take a video. Give me 1 second. All right, so if we look back here, see those two mounting holes? Already got one out. Let me show you how to get the other one out. But again, they're 8mm head bolts, so we'll go ahead and take those out now. This is the setup I use. I use a 1/4" extension wrench with just a short. Once I have it cracked loose, I'll just put this on there and undo it by hand. And like I said, I already got the other bolt out, but same exact process. Once you get both of these bolts out, I would recommend taking them out by hand. That way you don't drop them. But again, 8mm head, M6 by 10. In case you lose one, you can always just buy a replacement. The replacements will have a 10mm head, same bolt, doesn't matter. All right, and then to get the starter out, you're just gonna wiggle, pull it out, and there you go. And that's your old starter. Let's go ahead and put our new starter in. So new starter, go ahead and get it oriented right. Put it up in through here, and then just remember that this end fits into a hole like here. And you're just gonna have to use both hands and wiggle it around until you find the hole. I could make a lot of jokes there, but go ahead and wiggle, wiggle. All right, I just felt her clip in. So now you're just gonna pull her tight until that O-ring sits tight. There we go. Nice, I could feel that O-ring click all the way in. Now I'll probably have to adjust her a little bit. All right, and then that new one fit in just a little bit different orientation, but the way I can feel is I can feel this bracket back here, and I can feel one that's lined up with the other bracket. So I know that I'm pretty much in place. I got one bolt in, just go ahead and get that hand tight, and then let's put our other bolt in so I know that it's positioned right, and then I can tighten it down. So our second bolt in. All right, so that's where my first one went. That's the second one there. Nice, and it lined up perfectly. All right, so those are gonna be hand tight, and then let's get our wrench and go ahead and get them tightened down. All right, so the bolts are in the back. I went ahead and put our positive terminal on. Let's go ahead and put that on with the nut that they provided. And then just use a 10mm wrench because it's gonna be hard to get a socket in there. Get this tightened down. Okay, 10mm wrench, tighten that down. Go ahead and cover your boot up. And then you are done with your starter fix, okay? Well, let's test our work. Let's go ahead and put it in park. And, all right, I'd say that new starter works great. Let's go ahead and put our tire on and get back out on the trail. All right, let's get our tire on quick and easy. And then you can always obviously hand tighten these afterwards. This is just to get them lined up right.
If you find my video useful, please subscribe. Thank you.